course, it was snowing that way. Well,
What'd you do then?
well, it was snowing a lot. About every time we get about this much inches, I would turn around the sidewalk and go out again and sweep the sidewalk. But no, I did a lot of embroidery.
Oh.
I still got a sheet and a pair of pillowcases that I did when I first, before I even got married. And one is cut out, you know. That. I want to show your mom and Jeannie, you know, that I've got that. And I still got it. And I don't use it. I did use it for a while, but I don't use it anymore. But it was the shed. But I did a lot of embroidery and crocheting.
And did you sell that at market or
No, just kept it for home.
just kept it at home?
Just have to, use it for home. Of course, there's a lot of times, you know, we didn't, get a lot, a lot done unless it was bad. Well, you go out, feed the chickens, and of course, then, we had to bring the wood in. And of course, now we had, I was about 14, we got electricity. But before that, I had to clean those lampshades, those chimneys. Always had to we always had to clean them every night.
Clean what?
The chimneys, where the flame is on the inside of your lamp.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's not a lantern. We had lanterns too. My dad used a lantern for a night light. But for light, you had these chimneys.
Are you saying chimney or chimley?
Chimney.
What
do you call? What are these glass things you put over?
I don't know what they're called.
You had to clean them? I call it chimney.
How often did you have to clean them?
Every night.
Every
and
night.
put coal oil in them every night.
And we've had this discussion before. What is coal oil?
Coal oil, that's what you, put in your
Lamp.
lamp to burn.
And it's kerosene.
It's under kerosene. We never call it, used to call it kerosene.
It's always called coal oil.
We always call it coal oil. My dad used to get 50 gallons at a time, or 40 gallons in a barrel, because he used to have to get it down there in town somewhere, and he'd put it on the wagon to get it, because we always had to have, coal oil.
Uh-huh.
And, you use it for different things too, cleaning, greasy stuff or something like that way. Because I know Tony, when he was, mechanic, and he would work on, cars, our cars, or something like that, check the rear end out or something like that. All this, always cleaned it with kerosene. We call it coal oil. And this one fellow used to come out, he always, later on, they had a fella come around, and he would bring the coal oil. And this one fellow, they always called him Coal Oil Johnny. His name was John, and he always brought the coal oil around. This way you didn't have to take your barrel in to get it filled.
He'd just fill it.
And he would come around and fill it.
So what other things did you have to do when it was cold or nasty out or?
Oh, I tell you, we would play cards at night. Now we belonged to when I got a little older, we belonged to a club. Well, I got a picture that's hanging up in there that I won in a card party once. That I was one of the better ones, the best one, and I got this picture that stuck out. Yet.
Oh.
And that's long before I was in, single there years ago. I guess about 65 years.
A while ago.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So, but we had, and then, we had, when I got older, like what was that, if our dad died, we'd turn around, the neighbor girls and boys, we'd always get together and we'd play games. And that was during the Depression, and I'll never forget, we had this one game, I can't remember, it's, you played with dice, and somebody made it with a coal oil, not coal oil, but all, we call these covers used to have for kitchen table, oilcloth. On the back of the oilcloth, they drew these numbers, and and you play with dice and go around and around. That's what we used to play. And then we used to go on picnics.
Mm-hmm.
And there for a while we used to see the fights, to see my cousin Tony Novak, you know, he was one of the better fighters, you know. We would go down there, you know, at the, what's that hall, the
Waddell Hall?
what? Not Waddell Hall, Kansas City, Kansas Hall,
Oh.
Municipal? The courthouse.
Municipal Auditorium?
No, it's on the Kansas, that is the auditorium on the Kansas side.
Oh.
It's next to the courthouse, that's the auditorium. But I tell you what, they smoked so bad that one time we went, we couldn't hardly see, we sat up pretty high because he was late. I tell you, you couldn't hardly see the smoke. You could see the smoke was so bad to see them fighting at one time. It was very pitiful. And when you come home, you start like,
Oh, I know how that
so
goes.
the smoke.
Yep.
And you people didn't think nothing about it too.
Yeah, they do now.
Oh, definitely.
Yep. So, you went to first grade, that's when you started school?
First grade, yeah.
And how
And I
old?
went to, when the first grade I went to school was Joe. I turned around, you know that tin building up at Welborn? At Leavenworth Road up there, about between 49th and 51st Street. There's Welborn Lane. Just before you get to Welborn Lane, there's a tin building. And I went the first semester up there because the Welborn School wasn't built yet. They were building a new four-room schoolhouse. So I went from September to the first of the year. After the first year, they had this new building, four-room house, schoolhouse built. And then we went up there. And then one day they let us walk up there to see how the school, you know, was going to look, you know. But then there's where we went.
You went to
Then I went to full 8th grade up there.
up there. So did many people your age go on after 8th grade, or was that pretty much the cutting off point
Very few went to high school, where you had to go a streetcar.
to get to the high school?
Or you go a streetcar. Then when I went to make my first communion, I didn't go until the 4th grade, because I had to go I walked about a mile up to Welborn, got our streetcar, and then I walked, I guess maybe half a mile or three-quarters of a mile to Bliss Catholic Church, to school. See, you can't be young to be
Doing that.
And then I didn't go. I don't think I went even 6 months, and then turned around, the streetcar strike was on, and I waited a week. Mom said, well, wait any more. She said, you don't know how long you have to wait at school. I missed too much. So I went back up to Weber School. And I made my first communion. I already made my first communion at that time.
So you didn't go to Wellborn all through first grade through 8th grade?
All except about, I don't think, maybe, I said 6 months, wouldn't be 6 months, maybe 4 or 5 months.
That you were in that little steel
I went
shack?
to the Sacrament School.
Oh, and what grade was that?
4th grade.
4th grade.
4th grade.
But then the strike made you go back to Wellborn?
Yeah, the strike. And when the strike, see, I don't know, it lasted a couple of weeks, but after a week, Mom said, no, used to stay, home, because I'd be missing too much. But then I just went back. Because it would be so far to walk there if you had to walk through down the Blessed Sacrament.
Oh.
Yeah, we did walk sometimes when it was on strike, because I remember we walked to church.
And that's where you'd go to church, was down at Blessed Sacrament?
Yes, but I was baptized at Holy Family. And we went to Holy Family.
The Holy Family that we go to?
Oh, yes. There's where I was baptized.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. I thought you knew that.
No.
Oh, yes. And I was on in the first part of the book. I don't know, first, second page or something like that. I think it was the second page or something like that. And then, of course, a lot of times they didn't keep track, what's that, Because in the state, if I go to Topeka, they don't have it down at Topeka. At least I think that's in 1911, I think they started it.
Oh.
But they took, for when I got my Social Security, I just had to get my baptismal record. That's the time I went down to the Holy Family. Yeah, we went to Holy Family, and they said something about making me my first communion. They said, well, how about just going down to Blessed Sacrament? And that's when we changed. And I made my first communion. So I don't know what year that would be. My dad said, that he was afraid to go in English. Because she always went to Slovenia to the swimming.